I mean, it takes a lot of time also to do some of these things. And I think what's really interesting for me is that, okay, so why is this? I think it's interesting because I've learned a lot about the system and how much the need for internet is and all the different kinds of things that are necessary in order to be able to even get to the point that your application is finished. It can get to be really, it's time consuming and takes much more time, and if you don't have some of the infrastructure, like some things that they'll let you do it on they'll let you do it on a phone. Others require a computer. What if you don't have a computer?
Did you have difficulties accessing the
No,
system?
not really.
Okay.
No, I didn't. But it just opened my eyes to
just generally
those people who don't, because, for example, one of the ways that people, at least in my community, access computers and things when they don't have one at home or internet is that they utilize the library. And so the library was closed.
That's shut down for quarantine.
So, you get to the point where it's like, oh, okay, I'm really going to get that one done. That's going to happen real soon. And so it's, it's just, it's hard, I think, for a lot of times for people to realize that it's just not as easy. I think a lot of times people think, oh, you're on assistance. That means that, you don't have to do anything. It's a lot of work. To just even get to that point. And, it's sad because there's a lot of misconceptions about what it all involves. And, I think if there's any good that some of these kinds of things have done, it has opened up for people a chance to look at things differently, because it isn't all as cut and dry as we think it is. It's never cut and dry, but I think.
Do you mean like stereotypes about people who use public assistance?
Exactly. Exactly. Like, okay, so this is just the next door thing. I'm not always on next door. Trust me. But I saw this, maybe this was Facebook. This is the Facebook moms group. And this woman was talking about this particular person who is at a corner where she is in a situation where she panhandles. And so they were talking about her and said she dressed too nice to be doing that. And so, of course, that's just a prejudged kind of thing. So what does that mean? What does somebody look like when they're doing that? And so, I don't know if what you can say when somebody's misconception is, well, you don't look that part, or how can you be hurting? And I just think the whole concept of what that definition is has really changed for people, and maybe that's going to help us, because once again, I think interestingly, some of the people that use these platforms don't understand how easy it is for them to bitch and moan about something that's not the shopper's control at all, and that ultimately end up leading them to get canned. I mean, since I started Instacart, I've had 3 people who have tried to say that I didn't deliver them something so that they could get a refund on it. Mm-hmm. But I did. I mean, and I'm okay with Instacart, but it's like, are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like, man, you guys are really... I just got a text, in fact. So your options are, one of those things where you can be a nice, kind person and realize that you have a lot of power when you're shopping on these platforms. Right. And pity the person who's doing the work for you. Mm-hmm. Or you can think, oh, well, I'm entitled to this, so big deal. Mm-hmm. And I don't care. I only got 3 things of lemonade. I don't need to tip for that.
Right. Do you think things have changed given that like now all the shoppers and everybody working in groceries have kind of been classified as essential workers and everybody's, clapping for them and things like that? Do you feel like that's changed the dynamics a little bit?
Well, I thought it would with gig employees, but I don't think it has. Right. In a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I don't think it has. And I, for example, am very conscious of who's doing stuff and who's out there, and I can't believe that that there's other people who are so oblivious to the fact that while we're out here doing this, we have been risking our own families so that you didn't have to go to the grocery store. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so when you think about that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, you can look at it like, yeah, you're paying me, but
and you mentioned,
I think a lot of them.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I just think a lot of them are just clueless about what we're out there doing. Yeah. And they don't have the kind of, I don't think they have, just the kind of understanding that they need. So, because otherwise, if they did, then they would be tipping and they would be gracious and they would be understanding when the store doesn't have toilet paper, but instead, they're giving you a 2 rating because there wasn't any toilet paper. And there wasn't any toilet paper the last time.
Yeah, I remember early in the pandemic where the shelves were just empty in so many stores for things. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. And,
you mentioned, about other inexperienced shoppers and that the market kind of being flooded. And you mentioned that you've been you are part of kind of some online communities of shoppers. Do you feel like during the pandemic there's been some kind of mutual support or any kind of I don't know.
I think so. Yeah. I think there have been. And there are places where you can go and sometimes it feels like some of these online groups you can actually get more support from some of the shoppers than you can actually get from the actual employees of the different shifts and stuff like that.
You mean the customer service for
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Those people that are supposed to help you, but they kind of don't usually know what they're talking about, and they're like, "Well, I'm sorry," or "I wish I could help you," or my favorite, "I am so sorry that's happening to you." I'm so sorry there's a 35-minute line.
Yeah, it's kind of a cop-out.
And and so you get into those situations where there isn't anything that you can do to make that line go any faster. And so you're just there. Yeah. And CHIP isn't inclined to give you shopper forgiveness. And for that, or late forgiveness or whatever it is that they call it. And it makes it really difficult and really tough to be in a situation where it feels like a lot of times when there's